You know, we are going to be up for Scorpio next. I'll be there in a minute. I'm just trying to finish my smoke. So I did have a thought while I was on my break. And my thought process connected to, obviously, I probably should have let the Librans ask a few questions. So what I am going to do is each cycle that these videos are uploaded, I probably will be doing lives more than anything. Just going to have a puff. I'm going to do live sessions. And that will be so that I can do some free readings. So each time it goes over the mark of 1,000 on the YouTube channel, I will open up a live session and I'll give a warning for it. So each time it clocks over to the 1,000, I'm almost at 6,000. What I'll do is I'll try and get on there for about half an hour. And I'll try and give some live readings as a thank you for my subscribers and the people that follow my channel. So I'll finish my last puff because yes, I'm human. I do need a break. I've had a toilet break and I've got my lunch now. I had my brekkie before, so I usually do like protein shake in the morning and a protein shake at night time or afternoon, and then I eat a normal dinner. And that's so I can detox. So I do have one unhealthy habit, and I apologise, but this is who I am. So I don't technically apologise. This is who I am. So we will be doing that. Now, as for readings, there is a block system on the page at the moment, obviously, because I'm having a bit of a break. But, you know, leading up to the new year, if you don't find a date, you need to forward look at the date. If you can't find something that suits your needs, in a factor of style of reading and a time frame, what you need to do is email me from the website. And when I've got 5, I'll look at it and I'll try and organise you an emergency reading. Now, emergency readings do come with a fee. I need to work that out before I advertise that. I have been quite fair and just kept it at that set rate. But for emergency readings, I am able to do that. You can do SMS readings in Australia. Forgive me for the noise, but I do feel more grounded outside. So we're going with the flow with it. It's very windy in Australia. And those of you who do follow me on Facebook, I did put up a prediction that we would have a cyclone up north. That's coming about. So that's the reason it's so windy here. I lived on a farm for 3 years in Europe, and I'm quite in tune to things like this. Okay, now you Scorpios, this is relevant for you guys as well. You're very in tune. Lots has happened, you're very in tune. Why are you up in your head? You know something is going a certain way, but you're questioning it. Why are you questioning it? I need you to follow your instincts, and I also need you to trust what you've learned. Now, this might have been people that came into your life and they've educated you in an aspect of spirituality, and they've helped you through an aspect of that process. My neck is really needing a crack, so you guys might be experiencing neck aches. Be very cautious with your headaches. It's your third eye being activated. Now, if you guys are going through this, it's an awakening. And I do feel a lot of tension in your neck as well, and your shoulders. Whatever coming through is directly relevant for you guys, so I'm just hitting you with it. Now, I see you looking at the clock. Now, the clock, I do feel there are appointments coming up or something you need to do, and you feel a sense that time is running out. Now, this is relevant for January or from here to the end of January. This could be some goals you had in mind that you were unable to start in 2017. So moving into January, you're very much wanting to make final decisions, start moving towards certain situations, and try and gain the clarity connected to what's going on with situations. You're frustrated at not having it, but you are taking your power back, and you're realizing that your intuition is very in sync. Please do not question your intuition. It's speaking to you, and it is telling you what the deal is in the situation, but you're not listening to it. So how is everyone anyway? Gotta be right. I'm just gonna like go and get those cards. How are we all? Do we have a beautiful Christmas? Yay, Scorpio. Oh, Scorpio. You guys have had a few decisions to make. Now, for those of you who are partnered, I do feel you've had decisions to make. you have seen changes, but some changes have not come through as well as you would have liked. And, you know, you're going to be speaking about this, and I do feel it might be a little bit abrupt coming into the new year. Now, if this hasn't transpired already, it's going to happen. Like, there are things that have been on your mind that you're ready to speak your truth about, and it's like you're ready to talk your truth. This is to a loved one. This is directly to a loved one. So this could be a love interest. This could be a person you're directly keen on. And you're getting mixed signals. So you're not quite knowing. This could be couples or singles, and this could be directly connected to a family member or friend. You're getting mixed signals connected to something, and it's confusing you. It's giving you a headache. And you don't know how to look at the situation. Some of your life has been in limbo, and you've been waiting very patiently. Most of it you have prevented from changing because you haven't gained the clarity connected to it in order to move in a particular direction. So it's like you have had a 1 year in hermit mode. And yeah, there's been lots of dynamics changing and a great deal of purging. But an aspect of forward motion, it's almost like the whole year has been paused. Does that make sense? And now you're like peeved. You're thinking, no, I'm very, very ready for this, and I very much need this forward motion. Again, I keep saying one person, and I keep seeing you looking at them and like, can we get some clarity here? You're sending me mixed signals. I need to know what on earth is going on here. Family. Family, family, family. All family. Family, guys. Family's testing you at the minute. You've been very patient. Now, usually you're a very direct sign. Now, they've taken you above and beyond, you know, patient. And again, I'm hearing this place is about to blow. You're being patient. People are testing you, and you're not going to put up with it. They're really skating on thin ice. They really highly suggest, please, if you are cross-watching and you have a Scorpion in your life, do not test them, because they are very patient. They see the truth in situations. If you test them, they will burn you. And that is because they're being burnt right now. They're not wanting to do this from a nasty point of view, but they've put up with enough, and they're really not going to put up with any anymore. And you're going to get burnt. So if you're cross-watching, do not test the Scorpion. They will burn you. They have an aspect of fire coming through from them. And it's because people have been very disrespectful. You've been very patient. Connected to family, you've been very patient. And I'll use a cussing term. They're pulling the piss. It's just no more. Yeah. I did tell you that I do have a bit of a mouth on me, but, you know, for YouTube, I'm pretty ethical. I try to be, you know, as nice as possible. But if something's coming through, I've got to term it in the way it's coming through. And I can see these energies around you that they're really irritating you, and you feel it's a very disrespectful behaviour. And you've been patient hoping this person's going to grow the hell up. And it can be people. It can feel people. And I just feel you're really grinding. Yeah, it could be your twin. But remember, we're directly connected to twins. So when it comes to twin, an aspect of them is an aspect of us. So as we balance that and speak our truth, then that helps them balance themselves. So it's almost like we're mirroring each other. And as we become more in tune connected to that, we realise what they're doing is what we're doing. So what do we need to look at in our life, and how can we directly, like, okay, we're making an assessment connected to something. Well, how can we do it different so we get a better outcome? So we need to look at that. Yeah, it's hard. Don't worry, as a twin, I do the same thing. It's quite sucky. And then it's like I have to scorn myself like a naughty child. And it's like, well, hang on a minute. How does this directly relate to you, Yildiz? You know, what do you need to really do work on? And it's like, oh, God, do I have to? Here we go again. Now, my lovely twins, if you are cross-watching, Mr. or Mrs. Scorpio is getting very jacked off. They're being very patient. They want you to step up to that plate. Now, I do feel for many of you, this is your family, and you're being pretty patient with your family, and you're looking at them going, I have broken my back for you, I have put up with crap for you, I've waited for you to grow up, and enough is enough. It's like there's no more. There is no more. Scorpions are very, very fair. There's been too much. It's almost like you've taken the Libran energy on, and I don't know why. You may have Libran rising in the chart, but you very much have been very balanced and tried a different technique connected to this situation, and you're really not happy with the results. So don't be surprised if a trigger comes about where physically you own your power, and it's quite harshly. And I mean, people have had the warnings, they've seen the red flags, and they're really not like seeing what you're putting out there. You have requested to be treated in a certain way. You have showed people to treat you in a certain way. They do know who you are. They're not thick. So if they do this, they know what's going to happen. So, you know, they need to be aware and take responsibility for their actions, not just you at all times being a doormat, because you can't do that. Like, Scorpions are very strong energies. You're very driven. When it comes to work, you will give 110%. When it comes to love, you will give 110%. But if you burn them, you will need to earn that back. You will need to show the Scorpion, you know, that you mean business, that you will want to have it done the correct way. And it's not they outrule you. They will forgive you, but you need to earn that back. And if you can't do that, then you're pushing shit up creek. But it's because they've been burnt, and they are so fair. And, you know, they do give so many chances that it just can't be like that anymore. Now, when it comes to a decision connected to a loved one, you're being patient, but you won't let this person treat you wrong. So that's not to say they're going to treat you wrong. It's that life has kind of educated you, and now where you're at connected to love, the way you're going to deal with it is, you know what you want, and you want it now. This can be a very impatient energy coming through, but it's good because it's a manifestation. You're sending the signal out, I want what I want now, and you need to start showing me. So don't expect it right away, but definitely believe that by you choosing your truth, that you start receiving, you know, the truth and the evidence of what actually the goal is with the situation. When it comes to money, you've been giving too much. Now, it's yours. Why are you giving? You need to ask yourself, because it feels like injustices in every aspect. Work has not been respectful to you, but you've tolerated it, and now you have been sending the signals connected to, and this is for those of you who are working, and I'll explain it in this term. It doesn't have to be in the work field, it's what you've been working on. There is a situation out of balance. Well, it could have been because of external situations in your family that it's been a bit imbalanced. I do feel changes connected to work. So whatever you're working on is going to change in January. That didn't really sound very English now, did it? It's going to change in January. Now, the reason I'm saying it's changing is because I do feel that for those of you who are in a family, it's not fitting. It's not fitting your time frame. It's not fitting the changes. Last year was hard work, you know, when you were working and balancing life. It felt difficult juggling it. Now, many of you would have moved away from work into maybe a different work field. Now, it doesn't have to be that you did move into work. You might have moved into meditation mode, and that's okay too. You are tired of explaining yourself. You do feel that people do judge you a bit too harshly. And why do you do things in a certain way? You don't owe them an explanation, because your truth is your truth. And you need to remove yourself from a situation where you feel you need to constantly be treated like a child and explain yourself, you know, to other people for the reasons you're doing things. Now, those of you who are on a twin flame journey, it may be people are saying to you, you're tripping, like, what are you doing with this person? This person is so rubbish, like, why are you investing in this situation? You don't even get any signals, like, what? Don't listen to it. You know. sometimes you need to remove the throat chakra and go into hermit mode to have your knowing. Anything connected to what you're vibrationally being drawn towards, be it your work, how you use your money, what you're feeling about situations, it's all correct because it's your higher self speaking. When you don't respect your higher self, it screams at you and it makes you sick. You know, it can be arguments with family members, misunderstandings. And, you know, I had a friend that sat with me one day. Her name's Angela. She's in New Zealand at the moment, and I did talk to her the other day. So if she's watching, a big shout out to Angela. Funny enough, I do think she's the zodiac sign. And from a point of view, you can do this in practice. You need to ask yourself a question. It's okay, you haven't missed much, Jen. You can always go back and look at the start. Look at the time frame now, and you just rewind from there. Now, from the perspective of you coming to a place where you have an opinion about a certain area, you need to get to the root of your opinion and why you feel that way. So it could be money. What does money equal to you? And then you go further down, and then the word that comes up, the first word that comes up, you need to then ask what that word means to you, because our vocabulary and our mindset is directly connected to our spiritual beliefs. So what one person might connect to love, another person might look at that word and how it's shown in a different way. So it's an example. I mean, a lot of the videos that I feel are relevant to learning or relevant to this, I will try and put in a box in a separate folder. So when you need to refer to it in a sense of your chakra clearing and situations like that, you can go back to it. So I'll try and research it, and I'll pull up the triggers connected to words. So you can do the healing connected to it and dig to the root of what's going on, so you can see what's going on with yourself. Sometimes it can be one given situation that has been heavy for you. That is that trigger point, that last hay on the haystack that just breaks that whole stack. That's what's happening. So you won't tolerate certain things. While you're healing, be it you're a normal person or a twin or whatever's going on with you, accept the process of what's coming through and accept each challenge that comes through, because it's directly connected to your spiritual growth. Don't take it personally, although it's hard not to, we do. But what's happening is you're acknowledging yourself in January. Now, it's not you're being unfair to other people. You need to be fair to yourself and ground yourself in order to be fair to others. Now, this is part of your challenge in January, is acknowledge self, own your truth. So if people have, and I'm using such funny language today, if people have slagged you off in a connection to, you know, what they think you should have done, you need to shut that out, because that is pulling a trigger up in you. Find where that trigger came from. You know, stem back to where that trigger came from and then remove that. When it comes to their opinions of what you should be doing in your career, again, get to the root of why that's happened. Why you're not owning your truth connected to, and why you're not doing what you want to do and you're doing what other people want you to do. If that means that you have to forsake cash for a bit to vibrationally be doing something spiritually you need to do that. But follow your gut connected to it, because your gut instincts in January are very important. My pool's on and it's making some horrendous noise. I do feel that twins will go into union in this lifetime. Yes, I do. I do feel that this year's been really heavy in 2017. It's very much been preparing us, and we are more spiritual and open this round. You'll probably find you know, we've got the first waves and the second waves. The third waves are coming through, but I do believe theirs will be a lot easier than the first and the second. The second is going to be a lot easier because they will be more spiritually aware. They could even be our children, really. My pool's being really noisy. Okay, you need to block out the noise around you, because this is going to be relevant to you as well. People's opinions, you need to block them out. You need to get grounded. You need to, and I do feel you having altercations connected to certain individuals and owning your truth with it. Now, I do think too many people's opinions of where You know, they had been placed. You've carried them for this year. And moving into January, I do feel you're going to be purging them before January hits. And if you don't, it's going to linger on to, I'm seeing the 2nd and the 3rd week, where you might actually tell some people some home truths. The whole connection to twins are frustrating. Yeah, I hear you. I will be doing the twin flame video soon, don't worry. Try and use both the twin flame videos and your direct zodiac sign. Your zodiac sign is more the 3D of your road, you know, and what you're needing to direct your energy on. Your twin flame journey is more the 5D spiritual aspect of things. So you need to combine the two in order to get the best out of the situation. So sometimes we'll be all spiritual and everything will be flowing in our life. And then other times we'll be more focused on the 3D, which you do. You've got to bounce between the two worlds to get the work done and then do the internal work. So it's like you are bouncing back and forward. Be a ball. Enjoy it. You can do it. Bounce. Family. What's going on with family? We're already at 21 minutes. Google 222, relevant to Scorpio. It's funny. Second one that's come through. Now, money. I think some sense of a plan is coming through during summer. You do have major plans, but you are being too strict with yourself. You know, do try and have some fun. I am finding that you're very career orientated at the moment. You're very goal orientated. You've been using that to keep you busy, basically. Some of you don't even want a career, yet you might be dragged towards it in some shape or form. When that happens, it's always for a reason. You need to trust in that process. So whatever's going on in your life in a sense of a dynamic of work, it's happening for a given reason. You need to trust the process and realise that it's come into your life for your higher good. So if career's really highlighted with you guys at the moment and you're thinking, why do all I have in my life is work? Because you need to do the work and you need to realise the potential of what you're made of. That part of your dream and your road is directly connected to work. Scorpions are very, very artistic, creative, visual, co-creators in a sense of you can really be very masters of management. You have an aspect of business connected to you in some shape or form, and you're able to do that with great perfection. You are greatly a perfectionist connected to anything you work on. But then you really want love, so it's hard because you kind of, again, I'll say it, you do have a Libran energy. You want that balance, but at the moment you're feeling things are a little bit out of balance. You haven't really known what way to go. I want you to really look at your career. And I want you to really ask yourself these questions. Am I doing this because of me? Or am I doing this because of other people? Now, that's the trick in it. If you're doing something because it's correct for you, then you're on the right path. Don't ever fear that if you move away from a path, if it's not correct for you, that it will shift the road where you will not be with a loved one, or even moving house. If you're drawn to move house, don't ever worry about that because it's an aspect of your path that you must follow. You've got to listen to your higher self. It's for your greater good. General life. In your family, a cycle is changing. An aspect of your life has changed with your family. With the way you view your family, with the things that you're wanting to do in the future. Something has come full circle as of January. And it's a clean slate with an action plan, but it feels like so much of you is in the past that it's almost like you don't know yourself anymore. So when you're looking at the future, you do feel lighter in January, but you almost feel semi-intimidated by the magnitude of how much you've changed and what you're moving towards. You are excited about manifesting some of these realities in your future, but you also do feel semi-intimidated because you don't know how to approach it. Don't worry too much about how to get to the road, because, you know, especially in your family, you moving into you, letting that cycle unfold naturally means you can be you outside of this cycle. Many of you are looking at, in order to have a connection, you must have family. Your connection directly comes to you. You are their blood. You know, you have your soul families as well. Sometimes aspects of this mean you've got to change. And you very much have changed. You don't need this to not have that umbilical cord there. It's forever there. But if you need to go on a path, you need to realise you need to go on a path. And it's not that you're disrespecting or dishonouring family. You need to get to the root of you before you can do that. Okay, you've got this card in reverse. Now, I always different energies come through every card for me, being psychic. The feeling I'm getting with you guys is you had been carrying something for a very long time. Now, some aspect of it hasn't been addressed, but maybe right now is not the time to address it. Maybe in time you're able to address it, but right now you're feeling blocked, connected to you being able to address aspects of family-related dynamics. Sometimes you feel blocked and stuck, connected to certain family dynamics. That how is it going to look in the future? Will I always be stuck in this cycle? No, you won't. It is a temporary energy, but don't focus in on what you don't want. If you can't see the bigger picture, don't focus on it at all. You're not seeing the healing in this situation. Usually the healing comes directly after the fact, not during the fact. During the fact, it can be arduous, and I just love that word. I mean, life is full of friggin' arduous situations, but it's feeling horrendous, okay? So at times you got pockets where it's incredibly heavy, and then it's other times where you just, you know, it is what it is. You're going to see the blessing connected to this situation later on in the piece, and I'm seeing May and March being relevant to this. But I do see changes this year directly connected to your environment of where you're going to live, what you're going to be doing, and how things are going to change. In the money aspect of things, you've got great movement forward, and don't be surprised if you do really make leaps and bounds in your career or moving towards a career. So it feels January, you're really going to be focusing in on career and creativity in any aspect connected to cash. You do believe in your power to co-create this and the ability for it to come through. Now, you vibrationally don't want to just focus on money though. So you don't feel, for some reason, you need to question why you don't feel you deserve cash. Now, an aspect of you is spiritual, so you feel that you would rather have emotional abundance. So it may be a situation where you're torn between the integrity and you feeling it's questionable. Keep your vibration correct, because you're processing basically. Don't feel guilty if you have a win. Don't feel guilty if you have success, because it feels jealousy, externally speaking, needs to be directly dealt with, because that's a complete separate energy. So if someone has disrespected you, directly connected to your choices in career, or what you do with your money, or how you live your life, it's going to come up in a trigger point. And don't be surprised if you let it out and say, look, it's not cool what you did. It's not cool about, you know, the way you spoke, so that you can get you back. Does that make sense? I'm not seeing any comments. Is anyone alive? Okay, your normal life, your general life in January. You're going to be very grounded. And I do see you processing. I see you assessing situations and really processing the factors of what you're wanting to do. It's not just about January though. It's really in every aspect of your life. You're very much going to process it in January and work out an action plan connected to what you're going to do from here. You know, part of it you're feeling isn't even your burden. You're feeling like, you know, why do you have to do some of these things? Well, if you don't need to do them, don't do them. Only adhere to your responsibility. You're not feeling it's part of your responsibility because, you know, it wasn't part of your higher good to do what you're doing, then remove it. Don't do it. Do what serves you and what you feel you're vibrationally drawn to do. If you're doing something against yourself, then you're moving against the grain of what you're supposed to be doing, and it will delay your path. Okay, you need to remove yourself because, look, you're being drawn to an area. And in order to do what you need to do, you need to move away. And again, it could be a cabin. It just feels you keep picturing something in your mind or something you're meant to be doing, a getaway as such, or being with people that vibrationally connect with you. Removing your energy from situations that you know you don't need to actually do anything about. Let them tie up their loose ends. Let them live that road. Let them be responsible for the aspects they need to be responsible for. Don't question if you're in a twin flame connection, what's going on. Don't question if your love interest is interested or not. Vibrate that you are worthy and you shall receive. But if you feel you're not and you're too caught up in it, you're placing energy where you have no control over. So it's wasted energy. Shift your energy back and get yourself grounded. And if you do need to get away and be with like-minded people, do such in order to keep your life grounded in January. It's not going to be a very peaceful time though. You know, your head might be very, up in the air and you may need to retreat. But I feel upon coming back, that's when it gets a bit, you feel you didn't have the healing you needed. You didn't get what you wanted out of it. Again, it's got nothing to do with you, so it's not bad. So I'm more feeling it's not a nasty situation you're coming back to. It just feels like when you come back, you are more grounded and you're ready to do the work. The work can be your physical work. It can be some things that you're wanting to, do in your future. But it feels like you're more clear when you remove yourself from a situation on what the next step is to do from there. Otherwise, you can book a reading. Now, singles. Where are we at? 31 minutes. Doing a bit faster than the last one. I'm highly optimistic. We're at 2 already, almost. Perth, WA time. For those of you who do not know, yes, I'm in Perth, Western Australia. I'm not an English or American reader. I am an Australian reader. Technically a New Zealand reader. I was born there, but I'm in Perth. So spread the word. Singles, right? Yeah, we're doing singles, that's right. Yay, singles. Ooh. Jen, come to Australia, most welcome. I actually don't have a cabin. I have a house with solar hot water, solar energy, which is lovely. I have a dishwasher. I have a pool, so it makes me feel like a millionaire. I'm a very humble millionaire. I'm very grateful for the things I have. I do love New Zealand. It's very magical. I was born in Wellington and raised in Auckland. And everyone says, oh, Auckland? Trust me, it was a swamp property when we moved to it. We were just lucky enough they were doing roadworks and we managed to get ourselves $500,000 property. But we've always been very grounded. Far but snobby. Singles. Okay, the energy that is around you that's coming towards you has a lot going on in their head. Let them sift it, okay? Don't get too up in your head about it because you need to detach from the situation in order for them to sort their energy. Do not take this personally. I know you are because you're wanting the clarity about what's going on. Let's just have a nosy into what's going on with them. Now, this is a person you directly have in mind. Now, I feel it's someone you're directly thinking about. You are getting headaches from meditating on this situation. It's driving you nuts. You're undecided what to do. Sometimes you think you need to do something. Sometimes you think you don't. Sometimes you want to help. Sometimes you retreat back. It feels like a very confusing kind of energy. But you are trying to be self-aware, connected to what is going on, but you don't like the vibe and the feeling that it's giving you. And this is from now through to January. It's causing a great deal of angst. You're kind of caught. You feel piggy in the middle. That's what I'm feeling. Now, this can be connected to an external person, a commitment you want, a commitment they may have with somebody else. It can be directly connected to an anniversary. Also, connected to what you're wanting in your life, a big happy home, and what you're manifesting. So, it's like you're looking at the prize and you're going, but I want that. And I'm falling off the chair. This is ridiculous. I'm sitting in between two chairs. I don't even know why I'm doing that. See, this could be you, fence sitter. It's like, do I, don't I? Do I just keep living my life? Do I move on? Do I wait for this person? You know, are they ever going to be ready? That's kind of the energy I'm feeling. You're sitting on the fence. You're not on the fence, you know. So get out of your head. Get out of your head. I'm telling you now. It's real. There. Now, you're focused on money. So you're saying, naughty, I'm going to focus on all the things I physically want. I'm going to focus on what I can have. Don't get too cooped up in the 3D. Still do the 5D spiritual work. Adhere to your feelings. If you feel crap and you're chased off with them, 100%, be angry. If you're also coming to a place where you're looking at it and you're saying, this is making me angry, well, be angry. You know, I'm not saying don't be real. I'm merely saying vibrationally you know the truth, right? I'm going to get to their energy in a minute. We're going to talk about you at the minute, I feel, because then we're going to get too confused, cross-referencing and back and forward, and I can see this happening already. Now, you might be needing to really, again, twin flame energy. For some of you, you're feeling you're going to lose. Now, this is all in your head. This is not real. You can't lose what's already yours. This is the other half of yourself, also connected to work. If you feel you're going to lose something, do something about it. You need to not focus on this individual for a minute, just for a minute, and focus on what you need to. Because you're losing a sense of self when you do that. You need to ground yourself in order to not lose your sense of self, because the work you've done has been so much work. Do not give up on the work you've done. So it might be a trigger point coming up, you know, where you've purged it, but it's coming back to rear its ugly head and you're going, oh, but I'm going to lose. No, you're not. Okay, it's all in your head. Just calm down. You're being too critical to yourself. You have moved through adversity. You have made it through. You need to be gentle to yourself. Now, you're not wanting to invest. Neither is this person, because there's still a little bit of work right now. This is the first week of January. You're focusing on money. Can be love, but I am feeling love. But it's like you're doing things to manifest and you're doing things to keep your mind occupied. This person, whoever it is, whatever they're doing in their life, who they are to the core, there is integrity. They're wanting to be fair to all involved. It's a hard decision. Now, they are afraid of the path they're walking. They're also not wanting to do the wrong thing. Now, they already know what they're going to do, but they're trying to balance the situation so nobody gets hurt. And I feel a lot of pain, you know, with what they're going through. They're going, I don't want to hurt anyone. They do respect you a great deal. They can see that you're waiting like an angel for them, or, you know, they know this, and they so deeply appreciate it, but they are so angry at themselves and they're trying to be the kindest person they physically can. Please have patience with them. What they're going through is very heavy. It's naring. Let me place the language that way. They're not being manipulated. You're not manipulating them either. Both of you are being very kind. You don't expect anything from them. You want, you know, the world. You will give them the world. But you're balancing that energy as well. So you're not you're not wanting to manipulate it. You want it to flow naturally, and that them as well. Now, work. Focus on what you need to. You're fairing it. Get yourself grounded. Okay? Get yourself grounded. This is, for a lot of you, about your twin. They're letting go. They're letting go of what no longer serves them. So the funny thing is, remember, look, twin flame energy will be relevant to female and male regardless. So as educators, twin flame energy, regardless of whether you are or aren't, this is the energy you will receive in the frequency. So they're having an ending, so to speak. They're ending a cycle and changing a situation. It's a very heavy energy. Internally, this could happen first before on the 3D, but they are nearing that situation. It was very hard leading up through Christmas, and most definitely moving through to New Year, I'm seeing. Decisions may be made by New Year moving into the 3D of January for them personally. I do feel it to be very anxious on their chest, almost panicked, like very, very uncomfortable. Now, a person they're currently dealing with is very agitated, is very toxic. Now, I don't feel necessarily they are that to the core, but they've tuned into the vibration of what is going on with this person. This person is already aware that this has to end, that it is not, and it's not that they're a bad person, whoever they're currently dealing with, you know, and this could be a family member, it could be a partner they're dealing with, but whoever they're dealing with and whatever they're dealing with, it could be internal burdens and pain. They know in order to move forward, they have to deal with it. So it is coming to a head. You can see the cruelty in this process, right? But where they're letting go, and you're getting paranoid that they're not going to come towards you, there is a fresh start in between this transpiring, okay? Where you're feeling this whole situation is very cruel, and it can be what you're seeing them go through. It can be just the simple energy you're living through and you're not liking it. You're like, you know, am I ever going to have my turn? Is life just going to turn about? Am I going to be left on the shelf? No. Like, that's a mindset. You want fairness. You would like a relationship that vibrates to you in a sense of it being fair, equal, loving, and no bribes. You know, you don't want the manipulation in relationships. You are not at that frequency any longer. Now, your partner is fantasizing about you. They might be reminiscing over the past. I can see something connected to an item of jewellery. Now, it can be that they're, and it feels directly connected to you. I'm not feeling connected to another person. I'm feeling an aspect of what they've given you. Now, this could be their heart. This could be a memory. This could be a birthday gift or something to that degree. A memory of a time. It's something that they shared between you and them. And I'm being shown the Titanic as well. I don't know why that's relevant to some of you. It could be a movie that you shared or something. Maybe the trigger comes directly through movies. And this is happening for them as well. They're remembering this time. They're remembering the history and the connection. So you're feeling everything that's going on is cruel. And they're being very nostalgic connected to you. But they do have so much to consider. Okay? But there is possibility. And the seed has been planted. Hello, Robin. Yeah, look, karmics aren't bad. Look at them as blessings. Karmics are energies to help them see the truth. So, as I said to Jen, it's like a bad handbag. Yeah. It's like a man bag or a handbag. You know, it makes them look good and it helps them trial an aspect of a real relationship. You know, and they do very much feel they want to prove to you that they're in a relationship. It's a Gucci. It's a Barley Gucci, you know, for us in Australia. And they do literally feel when they're going into it, they're trying to prove a point that they can have a relationship, and it's education. It's an experience, and they do learn things out of it in order to move that energy into a situation with you at a later date. When that connection is supposed to be, will be. Okay. Now, not bad, really. I mean, look, they're there. They're really feeling it. Which card deck do I want to use? Couples. Titanic, my heart will go on. Look, twins usually will have a connection to certain movies. I did connect to that. Also, I would directly say, what's the other one? Twilight. Definitely Twilight. The connection, the draw, you know, where you can but you can't. And look, for many, it will be 50 Shades of Grey. Because the connection is similar to that, you know, where one partner or the other will be very disconnected in a sense of using aspects of their physical self to express it in a different way and hold you at bay, but then have to learn to really spiritually let you in. So a lot of movies are, you know, come from that. I mean, there's so many of us here on Earth that it will come through in the 3D through movies and music. I do believe Pink is a twin flame. I do believe Beyonce is a twin flame. Who else? I know, 50 Shades, right? I have told my twin that, and he's like, what's that? The Weeknd, you know, in music. I do believe he's a twin. He speaks from a very emotional, truthful point. There is another one. Got to think. Oh, good. My battery's fully charged. I know, right? I mean, the list could go on really on the visual eye candy entertainment. I mean, there's a lot of that out there. We're humans still. We're twins, but we are human. But you'll find many aspects of what you see outside yourself as a message directly for yourself. It's what you're wanting. Couples. And I will answer some questions at the end, even though we're heading probably 3 the way I'm going. I haven't done badly though, you know. We've got 3 done today. I'm aiming for 4. I do feel someone has messaged me. It's probably my twin. Where are you? Now, couples. I don't know why, but you're making me want to have a smoke. What decks are they? That's a fair point. Doreen Virtue. Okay? Doreen Virtue. Now, as I said, I directly do pick up energies from the table and what's going on through the visualization and my intuition, usually when I tune. There's some cross wires going on. Okay, for some of you, you might actually have a younger partner, or you might think the way you're looking at it, or no, it feels what the way they're looking at it is a little bit different to the way you're looking at it. It frustrates you because you have a plan in mind. Sometimes you step back and let them take the lead. You observe, and then it's frustrating you, and you're stepping forward, and you're wanting to pull your hair out. You have an idea in mind of what you're wanting to do. Now, some of it feels it's reverting back to a similar kind of cycle. Moving into January, you're not going to want to do that. You're like, hold up. Okay, something has not ended in a sense of a cycle connected to you guys in a relationship. So you're aware of this, right? It's going to come to light. Now, it can be the way you feel or something you're needing to purge, and I apologise if it's noisy. Again, it's got windy. I'll tune into that in a minute. I just need to keep going. You've been unable to move away from a situation and move towards a goal financially, and this could be emotionally as well. So on the 3D, you might have seen that everything has been quite normal, but emotionally something's been brewing underneath, and that's been your deep feelings connected to a situation that's past. Okay, and you're like, look, you said it's changed and I don't see it's changed, and that's the way you feel. I'm just telling you how it is. Okay, they're not making time for certain things. They're not doing certain things that they said they were going to do. It might be that their energy is removed in some shape or form. It might be they're a little bit distant at the moment. And it's like, it's really confusing you. They're not making clear decisions either. It's like they're almost avoiding decision making and pretending everything's okay. And it's like you're saying to them, no, we're not going to sweep this under the carpet. This needs to be addressed. They're just wanting to have fun. Now, you know, this can be that a trigger from the past is coming up, or they're thinking that you guys are on the right path. This could be an influence of someone from the past for them, that you feel they're talking to them or something's going on. But it feels a disconnected energy. It feels an immature energy going on. I don't feel there's anything nasty going on. It just feels like it's quite, that they're not seeing the truth of how things should be. And you're going, hold up a minute. Like, you know, what are you doing? Look, for many, this can be, you know, they have an ex and they have children with them and they're dealing with it, and it's like they're just thinking everything's great. And you're saying, yes, but didn't we discuss this? Didn't we say that it needed to be A, B, C, D? Something to that degree. It can be, you know, you really need a private reading to tap into your personal situation. I will pull clarities on these though. So you're thinking some cycles aren't ending and you're wanting certain cycles to end. They're also coming to a place where, you know, they're always busy. They're always doing something, and or they're not doing the things that they said they were going to do. So you're not getting in a moment to actually approach the issue, so to speak. And there's a lack of balance in the situation at the minute, and that's in January. It can be moving through. You're wanting to focus on goals, aspirations, finances, and where you're going in January and the future, but you're wanting to stay. It's almost like, I'd say, through December, you've wanted to discuss it. It's been on the edge of your tongue, and you're really wanting to, you know, to say what you're needing to say, and it's like it's just not coming through. They're not making decisions. It's like they put something on hold. They're not seeing an opportunity in this, or maybe the idea that you have in mind and what you're asking of them, they can't see how they can do that. For some of them, it might be that they're changing job. Okay, you're being careful when it comes to how much you're giving now. And this can be emotionally, this can be physically, this can be cash. It can be spiritually as well. But you're going to verbalise how you're feeling. You're pausing and assessing it. You're waiting. You're actually looking at them and you're saying, it's like you've sent a signal out, if that makes sense. And you're saying, well, I'm going to test this theory. I'm going to see what you guys are doing. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But I will speak my truth, because what I'm seeing so far is this is not moving the way that we discussed it was going to move. And before it gets too far, we need to pull this shit back on course. They do have luck around them, and there is happy times coming, and it might be that they're focusing too much on that and they're on holiday mode. And it can be that, you know, they're just wanting to loosen up and just focus on love, but they need to not just look at the beauty of the love. They need to look at the 3D of, you know, how to cement that situation so that you're financially safe, and all the other things that they're not looking at, because I feel a maturity level coming through. Is this making sense? I hope it's making sense. See what else is coming through for you guys. They're a pain in the neck. I don't know why. And it might be that they're getting a pain in the neck. Oh. They might have hurt their neck. I don't know. Or their shoulder. And maybe they've been out of work. That's a strange one. Or maybe there's a reason they can't. And it's making you anxious for some. Okay. You know that both of you have changed, okay? So, usually this is meaning that there's a difference between you. There has been change. You know, there is a connection here. There is definitely an attraction. This could have been someone that you did reconcile with, that you did have a minor break and you came back to. You knew what you were entitled to. That's what won them back. And they did express how they felt about you. Okay? Yes, this is for couples. Did I do couples before? Jan, help me out here. Let's clarify. Have we done singles? We did do singles, didn't we? Oh dear, whiplash. I swear blind, I have done singles. Well, I'm at couples now. Antonella, did I do singles? Yes, I'm doing couples now. Thank you all for clarifying with me. This could be relevant to you guys. Do I stay or do I go? Okay, and that's the feeling I'm getting through. Within the couple situation, this can be you broke up and you come back together again. Or you're in two minds. Should I stay with this person? Is this actually the person? Look, we've done the work. We're looking at the situation. But now that we're here, is this actually what I pictured it to be? Because you're feeling there's not enough love here. Now, yeah, damn straight, there's attraction. Don't get me wrong, where you are. But emotionally, you know, there's not that spiritual connection. And yeah, you're wanting to express how you feel. And your partner knows they deserve love. You know you deserve love. But the direct romantic feelings, you know, what you're dealing with, maybe not so. You've got to trust in this process. Your partner needs to as well. And it's a release of a situation. So for some of you, this might be that you come to a realisation that this is no longer what it is. Now, that doesn't mean to say if you do want to work on it, you can balance that energy. But you need to address how you are currently feeling in January, moving into January. Because if that is what's coming up in a sense of a vibration, something is not balanced. You can bring that balance back, but you can't ignore it. By ignoring it, you make that situation worse. Questions? Now that we have come to the end of this Scorpio 57-minute reading, not bad, shorter than the Libran. Any questions, anyone? Are you in a partnership? And you'll vibrationally know. You'll know whether to commit to the situation. We always do know. You know, sometimes we come to a place we know it's not correct, then we need to speak our truth. And then, look, there's always possibility where it can be, you know, kind of moved back to where it needs to be. But in order for you to have that change, you need to acknowledge it and you need to speak your truth. Don't ever be scared that if you speak your truth, it'll ruin it. Reality speaking, you can't ruin what can't be broken. So if it was broken and it can't be fixed, then you pretending by it, you know, giving them everything they want, you're just delaying the inevitable. So always adhere to your truth and, you know, speak how you feel, because it's self-respect and you've got to love yourself. If you love yourself, others will love you too. If you're single, you follow the singles. From an emotional perspective, you would need to go to twin flames if you're twin flames. If they've gone ghost on you, do you let it go? Look, especially with twin flame situations and emotionally speaking, when a person's removed themselves, let them go. When they're ready to come back, they do come back. If it's correct, it's going to come back. It's not, this is a 1 month reading, especially when it comes to twins. Never get paranoid about a reading because you, oh my God, it's over. Don't get paranoid about it. It's an energy they're physically feeling in one time frame. And as they grow and purge, they can move through that within a week. So that energy can change as well. So that's where the twin flame videos are unique. But the twin flame direct booking for you is completely different. It's going to tap directly into you and your twin. if someone has moved away, do the internal work, and that can make them come back at the correct time. I haven't tapped into the Taurus energy yet. Taurus at the moment, they're going through a hard time, but they've got a lot of purging they're doing, and a lot of it they haven't done. You know, a lot of the Taurus energy, they've been giving too much to others, but they don't realise that they've given that power away, that they're doing that to themselves. Yet they're very much in a mindset that it's an external source that is the influence, but they're not looking at the power within at the moment. So, you know, that is changing, and sometimes the universe does trigger us to see this, and that definitely will be coming up. Next question. Jan, I'm dying for a smoke. Next question. No questions. You're most welcome. 22 running. That's okay, Jennifer. I don't know when I'm doing Virgo. I'll have to look at my... I'll look at my message now to see if it's urgent. It was my twin. Such a random question. Yes, I am free for readings over the holidays. I will try and do the Virgo next. That will directly be the next one. If it ends up being like in 20 minutes, like 10-15 minutes, you'll know. If I don't directly come on, it will be the next one tomorrow morning. What I will do is put a snippet video up stating I'm going to be on, and then you'll know when it's coming. But I will have to address a few things, have a break, and if it's back on, the next one will be Virgo. And we can place up a request for the one after Virgo. What will be like the next zodiac sign to be after Virgo? Yes, you should always follow both Virgo and Scorpio rising, depending on where it falls in your house. If it's your sun and moon, yeah, you know, and your Venus house you should look at as well from a romance point of view. Capricorn. Okay, well, I love you guys lots. I wish you a very happy new year and enjoy January. You know, there's massive growth for you guys. Night, Jen. I'll talk to you all later. Bye, guys.